Shut up and sit down.
What's the story, Internet? What's the story, Internet? Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Hope you have been keeping well. Apologise for the absence. This video was actually supposed to come out yesterday and then the day before, and things just got away from me. So I apologise, but I am here with you to bring you a review of the group stages. So I'm going to break it into two parts. This video is either going to be group A, B and C, or A, B, C and D, depending on how much time this video takes. And then the second video is going to be either D, E, F, or E and F, and then it's going to be a preview of the upcoming matches. So there's going to be this one, and then the other one will be coming out either later on today or first thing tomorrow morning before the next round gets underway. So we're going to start off with Group A. So this was Italy, Wales, Switzerland and Turkey. So Italy got us away in Rome on the 11th of June, and they won 3-0 against Turkey. Now Turkey coming into this were looking like they were going to be a pretty good side. They had the top scorer in Ligue 1, they had some great players. Çalhanoğlu, is a great Turkish player in the past, and they just didn't start off very well. Obviously, they were against a very formidable Italian side, but still. So yeah, Italy won 3-0, so got their phases quite well. So they would be very happy with that result. Moving on to the 12th of June, we had Wales versus Switzerland. Wales fighting back to get a 1-1 draw against Switzerland. So Wales didn't play particularly well on that first day, but they fought for the draw, and that's all that mattered. It's the point on the board that matters the most. So, and then moving into the second match day for this group, we had Wales taking on Turkey. Turkey 0, Wales 2. So Turkey again just not showing up to the dance. They just couldn't pull it out against the Welsh. The Welsh played incredibly well. Had some great tactical corners where it looked like they were going to waste time, and then Gareth Bale just ran along the line, and the Turkish didn't read it 3 or 4 times in a row, and it led to a goal. And even though they were already 1-0 up at that point, that solidified their dominance right there. So, and then on that same day, this was on the 16th of June, Italy beat Switzerland 3-0. So Italy, again, another 3-goal match for them, and Switzerland falling to defeat. So Wales in a comfortable position at this point, Italy in a very comfortable position at this point. So moving on to match day 3, this was the 20th of June. We had Italy against Wales and Switzerland against Turkey. Italy coming away with a 1-0 win against Wales. They always looked in control of the match. Wales weren't particularly playing too seriously because they were pretty much already through. Wales pretty much already through. They just wanted to win the group, and they did. They took all 9 points. So fair play to Italy, especially because they haven't looked the best over the last couple of years, and this sort of announced their comeback to the international stage. So fair play to Italy. And in the other fixture, Switzerland 3, Turkey 1. So Turkey go crashing out of the tournament after scoring 1 goal, winning no matches, losing 3, and Switzerland with a very formidable performance. Xherdan Shaqiri with some great individual efforts. He is always one for a long-range missile, but he scored some absolute bangers in this match. So if we go to the final group standings for this group, Italy, as I mentioned, on 9 points, 7 goals for, 0 against. Wales on 4 points, they had 3 goals for and 2 against. Switzerland on 4 points as well, they had 4 goals for and 5 against. Turkey on 0 with 1 goal for and 8 against. So Italy and Wales go through for certain. Switzerland fall into the best of the rest, the 3rd place. So if they have a better goal difference or a better point difference, they will go through. We will talk about that later. So moving on to Group B. So Group B, we have Belgium, Denmark, Finland and Russia. So moving on to the first match day. So before I talk about this, obviously I want to preface this match, because this was the terrible, unfortunate incident with Christian Eriksen. And just before half-time, he collapsed in the middle of the pitch. And credit to the Danish players, credit to the Finnish players, the fans, the paramedics, everyone did a wonderful job, but still terrible incident. And Denmark did end up losing 1-0, unfortunately. Finland, to their credit, they didn't celebrate. They were very respectful. But they got their first 3 points on the board and their first goal on the board. So Belgium versus Russia in the other match. Belgium ended up winning 3-0. Not particularly surprising there. Belgium have looked a much better team than Russia, especially. Russia don't seem to be able to find their footing as much as they were able to in the World Cup. I know that they were on home soil, but they were also on home soil here, and they just haven't been able to find their feet. So very, very interesting. Moving on to match day number 2. On the 16th of June, once more, we had Finland versus Russia this time. And just as I'm talking all that nonsense about Russia, they go and beat Finland 1-0. So they were able to find their feet on this occasion and looked good money for it, good for the money. So Finland, they had a goal ruled off for offside. They had the potential to get the points or to get a point, but just Russia were too good for them on the day. And then the other match was Denmark versus Belgium. Belgium ended up winning 2-1. Denmark were fighting back; they just couldn't get it in the end. And so Belgium ended up 2-1 winners there. So Belgium clear at the top of the table at this point in time. Denmark were in a little bit of trouble. They were bottom of the table, bottom of the group, and they had a daunting task on the last day of the group. So moving on to onto the final day. This was Monday, the 21st of June. We have Finland 0, Belgium 2. So Belgium finished top of the group, 3 wins from 3, looking unstoppable at the moment. So, and then the last one, in honour of Christian Eriksen, we have Russia 1, Denmark 4. So that means the final standings: Belgium top of the group, as I mentioned, 9 points, 7 goals for, 1 against. Denmark finished second with 5 goals for and 4 against, positive 1 goal difference. Finland finished third with 1 goal for and 3 goals against, 3 points. Russia 2 goals for, 7 against. Some incredible goals in that Denmark-Russia game, especially Andreas Christensen just perfectly struck into the top corner. So yeah, a great performance from the Danes, and did their countrymen proud, did their team proud, did Christian Eriksen proud, especially after the unfortunate circumstances. So moving on to Group C, we have Netherlands, Austria, Ukraine, and North Macedonia. So moving on to match day number 1. The very first match for this group, we had Austria versus North Macedonia, and Austria ended up winning 3-1. North Macedonia did look good at times, but they just didn't seem to have the compactness, especially against Austria. No disrespect to them, but they're not a Germany or a France or a Portugal or an England, and they just didn't have that sort of camaraderie. I don't know if it was the first tournament nerves or what it was, but and then next match was Netherlands 3, Ukraine 2. So if memory serves, I'm just going to open this one. So Holland took the lead 2-0 with Wijnaldum and Weghorst, and then Yarmolenko and Yaremchuk scoring 2 goals to make it 2-2. Quite a shock out in Amsterdam. And then Dumfries in the 85th minute saving the blushes there of the Dutch. No disrespect to Ukraine, they thoroughly deserved it if they were going to get back into that match or even take the point. But Holland should really have been winning, especially in Amsterdam. Their biggest problem at the minute, no disrespect to former Manchester United player Memphis Depay, but he's not an out-and-out striker. He's a winger, he's a cam, he's not an out-and-out striker. He did a job, don't get me wrong, but Wout Weghorst, he's not the point man that you need at the top. So so they did the best, and it ended up coming through in match day number 1. So moving on to match day number 2, and we have Holland taking on Austria, and Holland ended up winning 2-0, so a great result for them. This one, they were able to take hold of the match and win quite convincingly. And then in the other match, we had Ukraine 2, North Macedonia 1. Again, like I said, North Macedonia just not able to figure it out. Goran Pandev did score a couple of goals. Great to see such a storied career over the years, and great to see in the end that he was able to at least show face. And the North Macedonians did show up. It's not like they were the whipping boys, especially in a group that could have been very difficult. And even on the last day, Ukraine 0, Austria 1, and then North Macedonia 0, Netherlands 3. But a very nice touch from the Dutch. They had a guard of honour for Goran Pandev, and they gave him a personalised Holland shirt with the amount of caps, which was 122. And a legend of the game does retire, and he took his team to the Euros. I mean, the first time North Macedonia, they've only been North Macedonia for 2 years, since 2019, and even prior to that, FYR Macedonia, not renowned for making tournaments. So he did his country proud, as did the rest of his teammates. They just couldn't do it on this occasion. But he can bow out with his head held high, and as you saw in the previous match with Ukraine against North Macedonia, Andriy Shevchenko, AC Milan legend Goran Pandev, Inter Milan legend, they embraced and shook hands and had a very touching moment. So the group finished Holland on 9 points rather, 8 goals for, 2 against. Austria on 6 points, 4 goals for, 3 against. Ukraine on 3 points, 4 goals for, 5 against. And then North Macedonia, unfortunately, on 0, 2 goals for, and 8 against. So, pretty much as expected, unfortunately. And just looking at the time, I think I am going to move Group D into this video. I think I can fit this group in there. And plus, it means I get to talk about good old England. So, moving on to Group D. So, on match day 1, we had England versus Croatia at Wembley Stadium. England won 1-0 thanks to a Raheem Sterling goal. Kelvin Phillips and Bakayo Sako looked incredible. Obviously, a couple of squad questions. People questioning where Sancho was, Grealish. Not everyone can play in a squad. Obviously, there's only 11 players and there's 26 picked for this tournament. But even in games to come, still questions asked. The other fixture in this group was Scotland versus the Czech Republic. The Czech Republic ended up winning 2-0. An incredible halfway goal from Schick. I don't know what the goalkeeper was doing there for Scotland, though. What were you thinking? Come on, you shouldn't be scored on from the halfway line there. But it was a great goal from Schick nonetheless, perfectly placed. And even if the goalkeeper was in a better position, he would have had trouble with that one. Moving on to the next one, we had Croatia versus the Czech Republic, and that finished 1-1. But an even bigger match, the oldest international fixture in football history, England versus Scotland, is the first fixture way back in 1872, and for a long time it was the only fixture that was televised, that and the FA Cup final. So, but unfortunately it did not live up to the hype. And it was a 0-0 draw. It was a boring draw. I left work early to go and watch it, and it was just... I mean, to be fair, John Stones hit the post. Scotland played very well, had some chances. England had some chances, but for the hype around the match, got to be a bit better. Come on, lads. Come on now. So, but yeah, overall, it wasn't an awful fixture, but was nodding off a little bit. And then moving into match day number 3, we had the Czech Republic versus England. England ended up winning 1-0. Again, thanks to a Raheem Sterling goal. This one set up by Jack Grealish, and people were very happy to see him in the team. 12th minute, that's all it took. England controlled the match from there. Another great performance from Saka. Great performance from Calvin Phillips. Defence was looking very solid, which is unusual for England. We're usually quite all over the place. And then the other fixture was Croatia versus Scotland, and Croatia did beat Scotland 3-1. So disappointment for the Scots, especially because that meant that they crashed out of the tournament. So England won the group with 7 points, 2 goals for, 0 against. Croatia finished second on 4 points, 4 goals for, 3 against. Czech Republic also on 4 points, 3 goals for, 2 against. And Scotland, bottom of the table, with 1 solitary point. So they continue their tradition of, unfortunately, not doing well at major tournaments. So that is it for the first 4 groups. I will be back, as I mentioned, with another video about groups E and F, and with a preview, the upcoming round of 16 fixtures. We've got some incredible fixtures coming up. So keep an eye out for that one. Like I said, that'll either be out later today or first thing in the morning. So, but for now, I hope you're all staying safe, keeping out of trouble. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And until the next video, ta-ra for now.